Hey folks, SC Closer, my friends call me Vic. Vic C Stories and Tall Tales. I don't know how much of this story I'm going to get through in one because I'm trying to make these short. I don't want to be too long but there's a lot of good stories in this one overall story. So I'm just going to get into it. I went to boot camp in '85 out in Great Lakes, and then we went to BEE, which is Basic Electronics School, and then Electrician School. And I had like 5 friends. There were 6 of us all together. We all got sent the same ship at the same time. 4 of us really hung out a lot together. And so we got out there to San Diego when we got to the ship. And we all always stayed together. As long as we were all off at the same time, we did everything together. And we had met some other guys. I think they were the boiler techs or something on the ship, and they were always getting into stuff, and they were pretty fun. They were kind of crazy, but they were fun. We liked those guys. So anyway, one of those guys had what they called a party van. Okay, it's kind of the first part of the story. And it was like this old Dodge van, and I forgot what they called them, but the front was flat. It was made in like the 60s or something. I forgot what they call those things. And they had like taken a circular saw and cut a big hole in the roof. It was a sunroof. We were out in Southern California. It didn't hardly ever rain. They didn't worry about it. It was just open all the time. Had a shag carpeted in it. They had an old couch they found on the side of the road. Only had 3 legs on it. That was sitting in the back for people to ride in. They didn't have seatbelt laws back then. Even in California, if they did, we didn't abide by them. And they had spray painted this thing. It was like primed. It looked like they got like rattle cans and they sprayed mess all over this thing. They had stuff like "We Love ZZ Top" and stuff like that on it. Just all kind of stupid things, and that was the party van. So we borrowed the party van, and this guy, and I don't even remember his name. He's a big, tall guy, blonde hair. He was the driver. He was going to be the designated driver. And so we went out to Fiesta Island. And if you don't know, in San Diego, Fiesta Island's out there near SeaWorld. And it's just a place where all the young people back then used to go and build little bonfires out there on the beach and drink. There was a lot of underage drinking going on out there. So we got in the van and we went out there, and we got out there and we're on the beach and we're hanging out, and people giving us beer and different things like that. And we're just blending in, And because we were young, I was 18 years old. I only think I might be 19 at this point. I don't know. So we're out there hanging around and stuff. And, when you had to relieve yourself, you ran across the sand dunes on the other side and you just, relieved yourself. And I remember standing out there peeing, and some chick comes running up next to me and drops her drawers and squats and pees right next to me. Nobody seemed to care a lick about that kind of stuff, It was kind of crazy. So anyway, we're out there hanging out, having a few beers and stuff. And I was out there with one of my buddies, and we were walking along, and the van drives past us on the beach. And we're like, hey, it's the van. The van's leaving, And I was like, oh, man. So we start running after the van because that was our only way. We didn't even really know where we were. We hadn't been out there that long. And so we're chasing the van. The back door of the van opens up, and one of the guys is in there. He's like, come on, come on, come on. He's reaching out. He's like, we got to go, we got to go. So he's reaching out to us, and we're running, and he grabs us, and he pulls us in, right? So when he pulls us in the van, we're like, man, what happened? And he's like, well, one of the guys got in a fight, and he hit the guy, and he, got hurt. We got to get out of here before the cops get here, right? So it's like, oh, man, So we're sitting there leaving. And this guy's laying in the floor back there. What's the guy that was the designated driver? He's passed out. I don't know what he'd been doing, but he was out. And I was like, what happened to him? It's like, oh, he drank too much. It's like, well, who's driving? So we look up there, and one of the BTs, I won't say who it was, he's up there with a bottle of Jack Daniels in his hand. And he's like, I got the helm, And we're like, oh my God. So we're driving along. When we get off the beach, we're on the road, and the things going all back and forth, and stuff like that. And we're like, oh man, it's like we're going to get killed. We come around the corner, we come up to a stoplight. We're over here by SeaWorld. Bam! We hit something. And we're looking around. It's like, man, is everybody all right? And we're like, yeah, and everything. And somebody else, run! And we look like the what do you call that? The mystery machine, on Scooby Doo. Doors open up, we all run out. I'll continue this story on the next strip.